Hey, hello. My name is Alexander Waters, and this is the breakdown of my song July, which is out now. You can go listen to it, follow the link in the description. But yeah, I'm just going to take you through how I produced this, how I wrote it, everything behind the song. So let's get into it. Starting here, this is the first thing I want to talk about. Before I talk about anything else, I want to talk about this audio file right here, which, in my opinion, out of all of this track is the most important to me, at least when I made this song. So what this is Foley, as you can hear, right? It's just kind of like white noise, crowd noise. But specifically, what it is it's not just any crowd noise that I found, just on in sample pack or something. This is audio from a video I took the day that that inspired me to write this song. So at the beginning of, or at the end of June, right at the beginning of July, around there, I had this really cool, just like one-off day where I met some people randomly and we spent the whole day together. And we went to Pride together in Washington Square Park here in New York City. And this audio is a recording of a video I took in Washington Square Park. So this is my real life being played through your speakers, and I just love that so much. Whenever I'm making a song, and you're going to hear this a lot in this one specifically, I'm always trying to find ways to incorporate sounds that kind of represent the feelings or are pieces of the experience I'm trying to say. And this song is called July. It's about kind of summer and what it means to me, and specifically the month. Because that month has always meant a lot to me for a lot of reasons, and this is just kind of a tapestry of like nostalgia, memories, experiences that kind of go along with that. So I think that having this just kind of playing in the background the whole time really sort of sets the vibe for that whole thing, and it also just sounds good. Like, to me, like, that is just so much more interesting than just the flat guitar. Like, you're like, okay, we're playing the guitar. Ooh, now we're in like a world. What's going on? Where are we playing the guitar? We're playing this guitar in Washington Square Park during Pride. It's awesome.
I remember sunrise. I remember your eyes. I remember night.
Do you really like this guitar line though?
I remember saying goodbye. I remember July.
Yeah, this guy right here. This is another one of my favorite things I did. This is like the only time I think I actually say July, and the whole song is right here.
July.
So I really wanted to emphasize it with this kind of like atmospheric, very ethereal sort of thing, which is just a fuck ton of vocals piled up, doing a bunch of different notes. Let's see what we have here. That's awesome. Yeah, look at this. Hold on. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and a bass for 8 notes together. That's like some Botches 8 type shit. That's awesome. Yeah, but just as a little texture in there to kind of like really make that word stand out.
I remember July. I remember
Got a kick drum
skies.
in there.
I remember all the.
Got this beautiful kind of like ethereal guitar texture, which is just very, very simple. You can barely hear that, right? And then you just, lots of compression, high-end boost, reverb, and a little bit of tremolo to make it move around. And then a little bit of strumming in here from the guitar, just to kind of move us along a little bit.
Oh, the lifetimes before we met. I notice every moment when your focus meets mine. I'm choking on all these broken songs, and what could go wrong if I tried?
Pre-chorus, right? Jumping into the drums down here. So there's something in here that I really want to talk about. which is these guys right here. I sort of talked about this in the last one I made too, in Digging My Own Grave, which is like I'm always trying to add rhythmic things that feel kind of natural, that feel like how I feel when I'm making the drums. So like I start doing this stuff all the time when I'm like coming up with a rhythm, where I'll start going, you know, like I'll just start doing that all the time just to get in the vibe, and then I'm like, why not record it, you know, throw it in and kind of treat it to give it kind of the feel, because you have like this kick snare pattern and then these sped up brushes that kind of provide a lot of atmosphere, a lot of reverb on these. And then put that in with our guitar strumming. Or with just these guys, I mean. This is all rhythm, right? It's a vibe, I like it.
Every moment when you fall.
And this is also where I kind of start doing my classic vocal layering. Start adding some layers here.
And what could go wrong?
Ooh, and then these are my favorite. They just kind of pop out over on top of everything.
On all these broken songs, and what could go wrong if I tried?
I love those. Alright, yeah, so that's pre-chorus. Oh, and then we also have a little piano line in here, just kind of sitting nicely in the back.
Choking on all these broken songs, and
Something important to note about this is like something I do all the time. I'm sure, you know, every producer does this, but it's like making sure that you kind of are particular about what you decide you want to put in mono versus what you want to put in stereo. So like this piano line is in stereo, it's both in left and right instead of just straight down the middle, which is mono. So like if I take this off and just have one straight down the middle, it's right in front, right? As opposed to having it in left and right, which sounds like this, right? In order to do that, basically I just duplicate it, put one in left, one in right, and then put a little teensy tiny bit of delay on one of them so they hit the ear at different times, which makes your brain perceive it as wide instead of down the middle, which is really nice because that gives us a lot of space
I'm choking on all these,
what we want to sit in the front. Because if we just have it mono here,
choking on
like
all these
fighting.
broken songs, and what could go.
like they're kind of like the vocals kind of dominating and the piano's trying to sit there, but you can't really hear it very well. But if you put it in stereo,
Choking on all these broken,
you don't lose any clarity in the vocal. It's right there, and then you also get the
choking on all
the texture of the piano that sits nicely in the back. So it's like whenever I'm producing and like mixing stuff, something that I always want to think about is like the hierarchy of sounds of what's the most important thing, what's the first thing I want people to hear, and what's the least important thing I want to hear. And that's going to kind of determine what I decide to put in stereo, what I decide to put in mono, you know, what I mix, yada yada yada. But yeah, just important that, you know, we want to keep that vocal in front. And this piano kind of has texture in the background.
And what could go wrong if I tried?
Alright, and going to the chorus here, we got this little riser that I actually made out of this Foley sound that I talked about in the beginning, which I bounced it down, so I don't remember exactly what I did, but I'm pretty sure I just took this section and then reversed it and then did like a volume automation and with a bunch of reverb. Which, by the way, if you weren't sure how to reverse a signal in Logic, it's pretty easy. Usually you want to bounce it down so you have a fresh audio file, so you hit bounce in place. There we go, we got a fresh audio file. And then we're gonna go to here, file, functions, reverse. Voila, voila, voila. There's our reversing stuff, and then I just kind of automate it with volume and then bounce that into the audio file to get this cool little riser sound. Whoosh. Very fun. All right. And so going into this chorus, the first chorus here, I wanted to try something a little bit different that I felt kind of leaned into the whole like summer memories, like natural feeling that I'm trying to go for with this song, which is sort of having like this DIY kind of approach to recording this first part. So I'm pretty sure how I did that was I just just turned up my mic gain like that, right? And then just recorded the guitar and the vocal in the room. Which is something I like to do sometimes, to kind of give it that sort of DIY feeling, and then these claps too. Just me doing that rhythm a bunch of times. Right? And I bounce them all down into one file, so I have a bunch of extras. And then that magical Foley. Again, listen to that. Like, this is I can't overstate how important this is. Like, this is the song right here. It's like putting you in that world. Because without it, it's just like, I don't know, it's just like, what are we doing? But now we're in a world. And then, and I just want to kind of hint at it, give it kind of a DIY feeling here, and then bring it in for real in the second half. Get that bass in there. This is just like a Logic amplifier with a little bit of compression on it. There. That really kind of adds something here, I feel like. You know, I hardly ever use piano when I'm like producing. At least it kind of feels that way. I don't know. I feel like I really don't use it as much as I should, considering it's the instrument that I'm the best at. But when I do use it, I feel like it really adds something. Like that's the whole groove right there. It's in the piano. Right. Very important to the vibe. Then we got some saxophone over here. Chilling out on top, doing that left and right stereo thing again, right? Except this time, since it's audio instead of MIDI, what I'll do is I'll just record it twice instead of doing that delay trick. And then we add, put it a little bit of a guitar amp on that, just to give it a little bit of crunch. Yeah, good stuff, good saxophone. And here we come to verse 2, where things get really exciting. So this is initially where I kind of like started doing like what came back to become this, was I just wanted to, I layer vocals so much. It's like an epidemic. It's really bad. I started doing this thing here where because the whole lyrically and melodically what's going on here is I'm just repeating the same kind of thing. I remember over and over and over again. And so this time I wanted to kind of do an echo every time and kind of add on it as we go through. So
I remember loose change. I remember blue waves. I remember pool days. I remember cool in my face. I remember highways. I remember I shaved. I remember I'd stay back at your place.
Let me vibe out here.
Summer swims under the water. If I could just catch it, I'd dive in like lightning that is striking the sea.
I love that. I love it. I love the way too many vocal layers. It makes me so happy. It's just like, I like.
If I could just catch it.
Every song I make, I want there to be a choir on. I don't know why. I just really like having all these harmonies working together. There is one thing though, that is down the danger of vocal layering that I did hear that I'm gonna tell you now, but I want to put a big warning here, is that if you like the song, if you enjoy listening to the song, you might just want to skip this, because there's one thing about this song that bugs the shit out of me that I really wish I had fixed, but I just kind of forgot, and I didn't get around to it, and I put it out, and I was like, oh wait, I should have done that. And like, for me, it's like whenever I think about it, I can't unhear it, and it just takes me out of it. And I hope that it's not like that for everyone else. If you haven't noticed it, then stop now, just move on, or proceed with caution, as this might kind of mess you up. But it's right here.
That is striking the sea.
That fucking thing. The sibilants, man. The S's. This C. Yeah. Which is like, that's the danger of obscene vocal layering, is when it comes to sibilant sounds, when it comes to hard consonants like K's or T's, all these guys. If you have so many vocal layers at the same time, if you don't really lock those in, you're gonna get something like this, where it's just like this wave of, I guess it is kind of, it's a C. It was intentional, y'all. It was intentional. It's a lyrical painting or whatever. Just a bunch of messiness there, but that's okay. I mean, like, you know, you live, you learn. No record's ever gonna be perfect. But that's one thing I wish I had done differently, looking back on this. Yeah, but that's the vocal layering. Another thing that I really like here that I did was lyrically emphasizing the lyrics with some Foley down here, which hopefully people can pick up on when you're listening. But we just have like loose change.
I remember blue waves. I remember blue days. I remember cool in my face. I remember highways. I remember I shaved.
Highways, pool days, blue days. Got some ocean. We got some water sounds. We got a highway sound. Just fun stuff. I love it when I get to do that. When I get to throw in little trinkets that are sounds that reflect the lyrics. Again, the whole kind of point of the song is just like transporting you into this like tapestry of summer memories. It's like having those little things in there is like, I don't know, even I feel like even if the listener doesn't consciously hear them when they're listening to the song, like even if you the listener can't be like, oh, there was a clink sound when he said loose change. I feel like the brain is so complicated and our ears are so smart that like you will pick up on those things subconsciously, and as you're listening, you're gonna feel more in the world that I'm painting with the lyrics, because there are sonic things happening that reflect what I'm trying to say. So that's just, whenever I get to do something like this, it just makes me, it makes me so happy.
Cool in my face. Summer swims under the water. If I could just catch it, I'd dive in.
Yeah, I'm pretty straightforward for the rest of this, just building on what we did in the last pre-chorus. Going into next chorus. And this one's also pretty straight up, just kind of like putting you straight in the vibe instead of hinting at it like I did before. I just wanted to go straight to the proper up front chorus this time. We have a little bit more spice down here. What's this? What's this here? Ooh, what could it be? A little bit of trumpet. A little bit of spicy trumpet. To go with our saxophone. And I was so proud of this. Because I am so fucking bad at trumpet, dude. It took me so long just to get that little melody. But it's worth it. It adds. It fits the part. You can hear it. Who doesn't love a good horn section? But yeah, I should practice trumpet more so I can use it more. But there's only so much time in a day. I'll get better, I promise. But you know that's pretty good, right? Right? Look, that's like 4 notes, dude. I can play 4 notes. Let me get into here. Bridge time, baby. Big bridge. Big bridge. Big bridge energy. Alright. So yeah, just kind of like... This space here is like... I feel like when you do stuff like this, when you leave a little bit of space between sections, it can be difficult to make it feel... To keep that energy moving, if you know what I mean. Because if you stop... Like, if I just play it here... As opposed to this. Like, it's so dry without the bleed over from the previous section that it kind of feels jarring almost. So it's like, this is not something I would say I did intentionally per se, but it is something I'm very conscious about when I'm moving between sections in the song, is like how to make it maintain the energy while still shifting to a new place. And so like with this one, what happens, I just gave it 2 bars and let the bleed over from the previous section kind of speak for a little while. And just count in on the guitar, and then when we get the daka daka button. Oh my god, that sounds crazy. Wait, what the fuck? Why did the drums sound like that? I think that's just in the loop. Okay, that's interesting. I've never noticed that before. Gonna pretend I know about that. Just ignore that. Just ignore that. The drums don't sound like that. You did not see that. Yeah, but it just goes into... And the bridge here, I'm really proud of this bridge because it feels so huge, but it's just guitar, bass, drums. That's it. And vocals, right? Can you hear me now? There's my good old choir again. I am lost and found, coming back around. This is another thing I'm very proud of on this song, is this right here. Is this guy. Coming back around. That was not easy. That was a C sharp. Proud of that. I got that. It took me a couple tries, but I got it, and I think it works. It's good. Fun. But yeah, it's just guitar, bass, and drums. I think just having the bass be really strong, and then the guitar duplicating it. I mean, it's just a very open guitar line anyway. It's very strummy, very like I'm using those top 2 strings, letting them ring out. I like doing that a lot, and just kind of doing let's see if I remember what these chords are. That's not right. I think my guitar is out of tune. This is something I love doing all the time in my songs, which is you like let the kind of openness of the guitar speak, where it's like you could just make a minor bar chord there, but I'm actually letting the top two strings ring out, and it just feels so good, like so huge. You get really spicy stuff like that. There's like a sus chord or something, I don't know. And this is really nice for really big open sections like this. And so I duplicated that left and right, and then also in the middle, and the bass. I do not know why the drums sound like that. I swear to God, I don't think they sound like that in the master I put out, but I'm not sure now. So let's not worry about it. Yeah. I am lost and found, coming back around. And then for the last chorus here, I'm taking the same chorus melody and putting it over the bridge chords, which is something I like to do a lot. And I really want this last chorus just to feel like I don't know, like complete bacchanalia, praise to the summer gods, just jamming out. And so I did like just some like improv. Just to make it really feel really full. And you bring it back, take it back, give a little ocean sounds, just barely there. Kind of end it on a very kind of sensitive note. Yeah. Anyway, I guess I also look at this. I had some electric guitars here that I cut. I didn't include them. Let's see how that sounds. Whoa. I think that was a good decision. I think I should have kept those out. Anyway, so that's kind of it on the production standpoint. You know, just I think overall things is just like finding any way, shape, and form you can to make the sonic choices speak to the storytelling of the song. You know, I really love using lots of vocals for that. You know, little Foley bits, moments from my own life that I can find that I really think glue things together, and just kind of. Yeah, leaning into what you're trying to say with your choices. But anyway, on the songwriting side of things, let's talk about that. So I mean, the whole, as I've said before a couple times now, the whole song is just like a painting of summer nostalgia, basically, memories, summer memories, that kind of thing, and that's, you know, what I'm saying the whole time. I remember.
Sunrise. I remember sunrise. I remember your eyes. I remember night rise. I remember saying goodbye. I remember July. I remember blue skies. I remember all the lifetimes before we met. I notice every moment when you're
plug in my computer. Yeah, but following this kind of progression, this is something I like to do a lot in songs, is like repetition, but conscious use of repetition. Because it's like, if you're going to repeat a lyric, there should be a reason, you know? But if you can do that, and you can do it for the right reason, I feel like it can be some of the hardest lyrics ever. Like, some of my favorite bridges are where you just say the same lyric over and over and over again. Like, some people might hate me for this, but like "Shape of You" by Ed Sheeran. Like, I know a lot of people don't like that song, but it's a fucking phenomenal pop song. It's crazy. It's so good. And I think the bridge in that song goes so hard. I think it's a fantastic bridge, and it's just him saying the same thing over and over again. I'm in love with your body, or whatever it is. I can't even remember right now. But it's like if you're gonna have a reason to repeat something, well, I mean, if you're gonna repeat something, there should be a reason. And for this, it was kind of like, well, it's just tapestries. It's just vignettes. Every single thing I'm saying,
sunrise.
I feel like could be a story itself. I remember sunrise. What's that day like? I remember your eyes. What's that day like? I remember night drives. What's that night like? You know, I remember saying goodbye. I feel like all of these little lyrical bits that I chose could be expanded on to be whole memories in themselves. But that's kind of this whole song's idea, is we're just flashing through a bunch of these time pieces.
I remember July. I remember blue skies. I remember all the lifetimes before we met. I notice every moment when your focus meets mine. I'm choking on all these broken songs, and what could go wrong if I try?
Yeah. Moving to the pre-chorus here, I'm kind of saying like, I mean, I think this is sort of just expanding on moments of that, you know, like it's very. I think these lyrics in particular are more personal to me, and like what, you know, I'm trying to say with the song, or what I was going through when I wrote it. But it's just sort of, in a general sense, like, maybe there have been things that have gone wrong in the past, but you can pull from a lot of different places, different stories in your life, and kind of move through that and try and find, you know, look forward to making new memories rather than just dwelling on old ones too at the same time. I feel like that's kind of another piece of this song, is it's like all about nostalgia and thinking about and feeling these ways about summer, but also being excited to make new memories and experience new things instead of just reliving old ones, right?
Every moment, choking on all these broken songs, and what could go wrong if I try?
I think I'm proudest of the chorus in this. That's just so fun. July, July, la 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 la. And that chorus melody, I actually remember, was different when I first wrote it. I think there's even a video on my Instagram when I first wrote it. And I just was like, this is dope, and put it up. And it's different. I knew I wanted the la 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 thing, but I was like, something doesn't feel right about the melody, and I remember, or like I changed the key of the song, and I thought the melody needed to change too, and so I went for a walk down the street to my bodega, and it's like very, very summer in Washington Heights. It's very like, the fire hydrants are broken, everyone's running around screaming, everyone's blasting music, there's kids everywhere, and there was this melody that was being played over someone's, just through a speaker in someone's windows, which is this melody, I think. or some variation on that. I definitely I have no idea what the song was. I just heard it, and that was just so perfect to me to like take this melody from the world that I'm living in, the summer that I'm living in, and let it speak through this song too. Again, like if you're gonna repeat a lyric, there should be a reason. I don't think there's a better reason to repeat July than that reason. You know, like it's just kind of riffing off this melody I found in the summer and like talking about all those stuff.
Change. I remember blue waves. I remember blue days. I remember cool in my face. I remember highways. I remember I shaved. I remember I'd stay back at your place. Summer swims under the water. If I could just catch it, I'd dive in like lightning and striking the sea.
Yeah. So saying, I think I really love the second half of this. The pre-chorus here, I really like this. Where I'm saying, because that's kind of, I feel like, I didn't even realize this when I was writing the lyrics, but now kind of reflecting on them, I feel like there's kind of this, this pattern that goes along, which is the first half of the verse. The I remember is kind of like recalling on all of these memories of summer, reflecting on these moments, these important times in my life. And then when we get into the pre-chorus, like it's sort of more saying, I don't know, like first here it's saying like trying to move on from old pains to make new memories, and then here in the second pre-chorus it's almost reflecting on that a little more, trying to dive deeper into that. Summer swims under the water, if only I could dive in and catch it, right? It's like wanting this experience, wanting these moments, wanting to make new memories and meet new people and do new things, but maybe being afraid of doing that. And right, and I think this song was kind of an expression of me living outside of that fear and like really living in and creating this new moment in spite of maybe some bad things that might have happened, or things I could have been afraid of happening, etc., etc. Because you know, it's like if like the event that caused this song was like I just met a bunch of people randomly. I didn't know them very well, but I was like, hey, you guys seem cool. Let's spend the whole day hanging out, and it was great. And like doing stuff like that, putting yourself out there, making new friends, going to new places, experiencing new things, can be scary. And so it's like, but who would we be without it? Honestly, it's like I think this song is really at its core about all those like wild adventures you go on from just stupid spur of the moment decisions that and summer is obviously the best backdrop for that, right? Like I don't know, I'm trying to think of like random shit when you're like in high school and your friends are like, oh, we're going out tonight, and you like drive around for a long time going nowhere, and then like end up in a parking lot in the next town over and no one's really sure how you got there, that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I really feel like that's what this song is about. It's like just kind of following a feeling and embracing the life, basically the experience of the moment, especially in the summertime. Let's go to the bridge. Yeah, same thing I'm talking about. saying, falling to the ground, can you hear me now? I am lost and found, coming back around. This bridge was twice as long, actually. Let me see if I can find the original, the lyric note I made. Yeah, it was twice as long. I also had, maybe in another season we might have a reason to come back to our senses, but not in July. Those are cute. I like those. Maybe I should have put those in. I don't know. It just didn't fit musically. I couldn't find a way to make it work. But I think that's kind of what I'm saying is, falling to the ground, can you hear me now? I am lost and found, coming back around. Maybe in another season we might have a reason to come back to our senses, but not in July. So again, kind of this saying, reckless, just trying things, going out, doing things, meeting new people, going on adventures, doing whatever. That stuff's kind of the point of life, right? It's like doing stuff that you wouldn't normally do, and trying something new, and enjoying it, experiencing it. That's kind of like, what it's all about, right? So I think that's just kind of the bridge is kind of wrapping around that, saying coming back around. And coming back around is also a lyric I sort of stole from Half Alive, which is one of my favorite bands of all time. They have a song called Background from was it Give Me Your Shoulders Part 1 that turned into Conditions of a Punk, I think is the project that's off of. That I think I haven't listened to the song in a while, but it makes me, I don't know if it's actually about similar things to this song, but it certainly makes me feel similar things to this song, which is like, hey, that's what really matters, right? And then we go July, July. Yeah. And I really just wanted to give it like space to breathe at the end. And kind of like send you off into the ether with a little bit of time to reflect on like, oh, we went on this huge whole adventure, like remembering, we're nervous, but then we dive into it, then we're remembering and we're still nervous, but then, we dive into it, and now in the bridge, we're really, really into it, and we're living our life, and it's great, and then at the end, you come home from your adventure, and you have some time to kind of reflect on who you are, and what you felt, and what you experienced, and how it changed you. Yeah, and that's this song. That's July. All right. Hope you learned something. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you liked the song. Go check it out. Go listen. Got new music coming soon. And yeah, I'll see you later. Peace.